I have another video with my other student Clayton that I ain't put out yet. But I got that one. I got one that was by myself, and I'm going to have one with Will. I'm doing that. I'm trying to really get it in your head about the idea of retreating and how not to do it. Don't retreat. I'm gonna do this with going back to Toy-ma and Tor-ma. Those two is gonna help me set that standard. Also, I'm gonna use Wang Ma in this case as well. All right, so this is me in front of Will, and vice versa. Okay, if I can hit him, he's gonna be able to hit me. All right, we're pretty much equal in that. The masters don't like that. The masters like the idea of controlling a person by way of angles and even cross-referencing. What I mean by cross-referencing, that means my right hand, if I was to punch, is controlled by his left. Because, I say his right, excuse me. And the reason why I say that is because then it's harder for me to hit with my left hand, because now my right hand is still out here, it's predominantly out here, and it's been occupied. Does that make sense? So you only have lateral and crossing. That's it. It doesn't get no harder than that. Don't even try to figure that out. Because no matter how low you go, guess what? It's only lateral, same side, or it's crossing. That's it. Okay? Just like I tell, like that's one of the Chun Fa secrets. One of the Chun Fa knowledge, or Kempo, or whatever. The other knowledge, guess what? It's either a straight line or a curve. That's it. I don't know why. And once you learn these the true Chun Fa laws, every martial art has to adhere to it, and most of the stuff that's been taught in these martial arts schools can be thrown out. That's about 85% of everything thrown out, because most of these people don't know what they're teaching. They're not going by law. They're going by, oh, I feel like karate is the most superior skill. Or I feel like kung fu is the most superior skill. Whose skill is superior, really? You know, if you don't go by law, your skill is done. That's it. Laws, law of gravity. You ain't gonna go against that, are you? You know, so what has to happen, what the truth of it is that naturally one of the laws of Chun Fa is the first block is a what?
Hit.
No.
Evasion.
Evasion, dodging. Right. Oh yeah, he's a Jeet Kune Do guy. That's all I do is hit. No, hit is, and sometimes that's true. If you want to solve all your problems, sometimes you can just go ahead and hit them and get it over with. If you know, but even that punch is a way of dodging another person's attack. So still, it comes under the same law. Now, but we're going to actually talk about getting out of the way. So one thing is Wang Ma. Wang Ma, Wang Gurk, English, sidekick. So what do you think Ma is, since we're talking about footwork? Side step. See how that works? Most of these words are pretty just, you take the main word and you just throw it out and put something else in. Just like if one of my videos still has it, there's a backhand is house out. Backhand.
We did that 2 weeks ago, I believe.
We probably did.
It was the week before, because it was the same one when we did Gypsy.
Right. And it's just a backhand, but guess what? If I change it into a hand, how can it's a back fist. Right? Mm-hmm. But when Chun people, masters say, oh, we don't have a back fist. Yeah, we do. You just got to switch the words out. So then, if that's the case, we're talking about Wang Ma here, all that's happening is, let's say I'm the attacker, he's the defender, I'm punching with this side. And because Wing Chun is known to go to the outside it'll be in his best interest because I'm punching with my right hand for him to step this way, right? Because then he'll have that control. So if I was to punch like so, he's stepping out to the side. The only difference is he did a smart thing is while he was stepping to the side, he's making sure his front is still pointed towards me. Why is that? Because as long as I'm here, now he can cover after the fact. Right? He has me. So, in that sense, let's see if I can get a better angle. Now you see my back towards me, you see more him. And if I'm punching and he steps to the side, then he can regain the area. Right? So that's the whole point in that. You know, that's what Wang Ma is. A lot of times it's people, what they do is, it looks so simple as to just go. The reason why this is so important about this footwork and stuff like that, one of the biggest questions that comes out of the Wing Chun Jeet Kune Do community is that a lot of the Jeet Kune Do guys who are known to do a lot of footwork, a lot of great footwork, they'll look at Wing Chun and they'll be like, how in the world did Jeet Kune Do and Jun Fan Kung Fu come from that over there? If this is Bruce Lee's primarily martial art, then why aren't they moving so much? Where's all the footwork gone? That's the big question. And I didn't want to be in a position, I'd rather not be in a position where I can't answer that question. I have long legs. I have long legs. Him himself being Jeet Kune Do, Wing Chun, and even a little Shaolin here and there and everything else, right? We done been through a lot. Now, I'm right here. Now in Taekwondo, and the only thing, Toi Ma Gum Sao. I'm already giving you the techniques for victory. Alright, so back in the day, he's playing as me. So the dude I was always fighting with loved to hurry up and do a speed. He'd do a side kick with a lot of speed because he figured I wouldn't catch it. Right? So it would be just that simple for me to step back in gum style. So the dude, I'm telling you, the side kick would be just that quick, but I'm doing it slow. So I would step back and then already had the side kick. And before this dude even lands that foot, the side kick already had him hit. That's how it used to be. Right? If I thought for one quick second that wasn't my answer, it would be something simple as doing Gong Sao and Wang Ma stepping outward. So if I was right here, I made sure the hand was low for the guard. Look where I'm at. Look where Will is at. BG neutral, he has my back. Stuff like that, right? If I was round kicking, right? Not only can he Wang Ma this way because I'm using my right leg, that will neutralize how much energy. Once it gets to this point, if he Wang Ma's over, I don't have that much energy because now I'm looking at, oh, he moved out. My energy is going from here to here, or about at least right here on his other shoulder. So if I'm doing that and he's stepping out, and let's say he even just Quan side just to have a guard, or even just double jut, I don't care. It's the fact that when I do this, ready? He's gone. Where is he at? He's right here. Does that make sense? That's the kind of stuff I was doing. I was understanding spaces and the polarity of spaces and distance and whatnot. And that's why I teach my students today about distance, time. If he's right here and he knows the length of my arms and legs and he steps back, he has actually added to his survival. And he is taking my survival away because now I can't reach him. Can't reach him. So he understands that once I start kicking, for example, now that he's already stepped back, okay, I kick. He can gum sow and step out this way after the gum sow. Watch what happens. So I kick, not noticing the distance because he'd already done stepped out. Done. If he side kicks towards my leg, and what just happened? What just happened? That's how I used to roll. You know, it was all about smarts and timing and distance. So now that I'm saying all that, let's go back to the original reason of why I'm doing this video in the first place. Because I will go off on a tangent. Okay? So, if the opponent is, like I said, big limbs and everything, first off, we already did one ma. He can, come on forward a little bit. He could decide that, let's say, we even trapped up a little bit. Right? Let me turn you this way because I want you to look cool. Right? So, let's say there's too much trouble and I'm really trying to get into him, whatever, and he can't handle it for that quick second. He can step out a little bit, and I want you to pay attention to this hand. He's not going to step out so much he disconnects completely. Step out big, step backwards, pretty big step. You see right here, he's disconnected. So if he does anything, it's not going to matter. Now, if he steps back just a little tiny bit, he can still straighten out his fist and hit me. So now I'm going to have to put them all together. See, I got his arms, whatever. He steps out just a little bit to hit. Now, make it roll all together. With the step. So, see? Then I'm already coming back in. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. As you retreat, you attack. As you step in, you can attack while entering in. There's no reason why you can't do both, right? Unless, for example, if you know the length of your kicking, you know you can't kick too much this close. Except for, of course, the lower kicks on Wing Chun. You can still do that. But if you wanted to kick higher for some reason, stepping back would be a good measure at this point. I'm going to step up just right here so I can catch it. So if you know the length of your legs, when you step out, the main target is you want to be able to still hit me with the kick when you step back. So as he steps back, he has to kick. Does that make sense? He knows that kind of kick. If you know the length of your legs. So I'm right here. I know I can step back good enough and still hit and still come back and do more. Does that make sense? I'm not going to step back so much that I can't hit or can't kick. Because then that would be wasted footwork. I don't waste. And Wing Chun is not a wasteful system. If that makes sense. It makes sure that you can be able to do what you're supposed to do, and at the same time, there's no wasted movement, there's no wasted economy of motion, there's no wasted nothing. Does that make sense? That's what I love this system for. So, then the only other thing that you got to worry about is, well, one thing about that is, once you step all the way back so far that you can't do nothing, you've retreated. And you have to admit at that second that you've retreated. That means you just said that the other person is better than you. Right? If you're still in the fight, it's best to run and say you lost. I'm going to be honest with you. It's best to say you lost. The reason why is what you've done is what we call a reset in my school. You've reset it. So I'm right here, we're at this motion, and it's got so overly heated that you don't went back like this. You've reset it. You've already lost. You might as well walk off. Because if you get back into it, your mind has already said, how can I beat this guy? If you're constantly contemplating about how you're going to beat the guy's going to beat you anyway. Don't reset. That's why Wing Chun tells you what kind of movement?
Forward.
Forward movement, forward energy.
Constant forward pressure.
Yeah. Because Wing Chun is like this. It's like, I might as well fight to my dying breath. That's why we got to do forward energy, forward pressure. Even if I'm afraid of him, even if I know he could do better, then I still got to keep going, because in the end, I got to win. I got to survive. It's not about winning or losing. I better survive. That's the point. If you think the dude's going to beat you, that's why we got BUG. It's your 911 call. Does that make sense? So, don't reset. But what you also can do, instead of stepping back, what you do is, there's Wang Ma and then there's Tor Ma. What I just did, practically what he did last time, except in that case he just stayed facing forward. You know, he could step to the side and still have the angle towards me. In this case, I'm getting all the way out. Right? I'm getting all the way out. So from here, I'm like, I'm stepping out. I'm getting away. Right? So that by the time he has to fix back towards me, I got him. So if he does that towards me, right? Let's say he ends up stepping out that way, for example. He's stepping so far out there that by the time, matter of fact, let's do it the other way because it's a better camera angle. All right? By the time I get back to him, he's already got me. And that's what Tor Ma is. Tor Ma is getting to a point where you are. The whole point of Wing Chun is putting the opponent at an angle that they have to work with. Right? Because we already know how to work it. So if he makes me work for it, I'm right here. Let's say I'm just like this and I'm about to kick. He's going to get out the way. Right? Then I had to find this sucker. And I'm like, hold up. And before you know it, he already has me. The show is over. The show's over. He has my back. He has my side. I'm doomed. So that's what you have to understand about Tor Ma, Wang Ma, if you use it to get out of the way. And what did I say? Tor Ma.
Tor Ma, and Wang Ma.
Wang Ma, thank you. It's the idea of making sure you get out of the way, making sure you re-angle. But don't get at a point where you reset. I don't care if you do Tor Ma and then get out of the way. At least you're still around the perimeter of the planet. He's the planet, in my case of moving. If I step out and away, at least I can come back there. I'm out. I'm still working with the planet. If not, I'm done. Because that's resetting. Right? I know it's a lot. That's a lot with this. And then I just had a video with Jama. You know, it's a lot. But then a lot of you, if you can master Wing Chun in 2 years, what's one more year? You know, what's one more year? And then when you can't finish it and you figure out that it's harder than it looks, what's another year? Now you're up 4.
Get it when you get it.
And then because you just know the name with the movement don't mean you really mastered it. What's another year and a half to 2 years? Now you're up 6. And that's the reality of real Wing Chun. You're not going to get it in 2. You're not going to get it in 3. You're still trying to understand it in 4, 5, 6. You might as well make it a full 10 and really work with the magic. Unless you're willing to put yourself in the middle of a combat issue. You'll learn it quick then. Any questions?
It's been for the day.
event. And then we're going to do our own thing and we're going to get out. But anyway, if anybody has any questions about this stuff, I'm not trying to act like a know-it-all and I know every dang thing in the universe. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm teaching you based on my knowledge and my understanding. If you have a question, hit me up. There'll be some stuff in the YouTube description box where how you can hit me up. I have something in the video where you can hit me up. Ask me as many questions as you want. I'll try to fix it up as nice as humanly possible. Put in the video something. But you can ask me any question or whatever, and I'll do my best to put out those answers faster than I put out these videos.